Today I'm going to show you how to make a meme using Microsoft Paint. So let's get started. Basically what you want to do is open up your browser and then pick whatever search provider that you want. So we're going to use Google today. So we have our Google window up here. Now you want to start off with an image, and let's say you want to make an image that's thanking your fans. So what you want to do is go in here and search for it. So we'll type in thank you and hit enter. Go up top to images, click on it. Now you have all your results. So now just look for an image that you like. Usually when I'm using text as a graphic or an image, I don't like to use something too artsy, something kind of plain and basic. So just scroll down, try to find something that you like. Don't really see anything yet. Keep going. Just looking for something kind of simple. Something like this, red, white, and blue. So just go ahead and click on it. And click on image details on the right. Now next to the thumbnail you're going to want to click on all sizes. So go ahead and do that. Now what we're looking at is the dimensions of the image. You don't want something that's going to be too big. You don't want something too small. So generally I like to keep it around 400 width, which is right where this is. So go ahead and click on it. Now you want to click on view original image in the middle. Now hover over it and just right click and hit copy. Now open up your Paint application. So now that that's loaded, this is the workspace you have right here. This is your window. It's a little small, so we'll go ahead and make that bigger. Grab the corner and drag it down. So now you have room to work. So go ahead and click edit and paste, and your image is already selected by default. So now what I usually do is I just kind of drag it to the middle of the window. This way you have room to work on the top and bottom of the image. That's pretty much in the middle. So now if you want to add borders to your image, just go over to where your tools are on the left, click on this rectangle tool, and you have a couple options. The first one is just a colored line perimeter. It's not filled. The middle one is filled, but the perimeter line around is a different color, and the bottom one's a solid color, solid square. So we'll just click that and pick your color. You can pick whatever color you want. Black is the default setting. Just go to the corner of your image, click and drag it over. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to reposition our image later. Now if you want to do the same thing on the bottom, just click on the bottom corner, click and hold and drag it over. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to reposition it. Now that you have your borders where you want, if you want to change the color, you just go up top and you pick a color. So you could pick red and pick this paint bucket, which is the fill, and then click on the border. You can change it to red. Now if you want to change the color to match the image inside, pick the color picker right here, which is like a little eyedropper. Click on the color you want. Now you have the paint bucket, and you can see it's blue. So make sure the paint bucket's selected. Now click on it and changes to blue. So I think we'll just go with blue for now. Now if you want to add text in your border, you just click on this A icon, which is your text tool, and you click on the corner of your border and drag it all the way across to the other corner. Now see what happens when you do this. It layers over your border. if you want your text to come over to show just over your border, you click on this lower image right here and it makes it transparent. So click on that. So now you have your text box. Recently we had some co-sponsors sign up on our bills, and people were making phone calls and getting really active with that, so we'd like to thank them. So we currently got 9 co-sponsors on our NDAA bill and our drone bill. So we'll just make like a thank you message for that. So just click in the box and we'll pick a color. So we'll go up and pick white to show up on the blue. Click inside your text box and I'll just basically type, we currently have 9 sponsors for our anti-NDAA bill and our anti-spy drone bill. Now you can reposition your toolbar here. Okay, it's italic. I don't know why, so I don't really want it italic. I'll just unclick the I right here, make it standard. Now if you want to change the font or the size, you can do that in that same toolbar. So there's kind of some space, so what we'll do is we'll just highlight it, click on size, go a size up. That's too big, it cuts some of the text off, so we'll drop it back down. And you can just play with the size, get it close. You can adjust your text box right here to make it larger to allow more room for your text. That didn't help though. It looks like we're probably going to stick to this size right here. Let's see. Now if it jumps between sizes like 20 to 22, you can go in here and you can type in your own manual size. But that's still too big. We'll go back. I think we're just going to use this size. There. Get it back to where it was. Okay. So now if you want to move the whole text around, click on the very top where I'm at and you can kind of position it. It's kind of hard to do, but you can click right on the edge of the text box. You can move it all around. So we'll just lower it. And now if you want to change the font, just scroll down, figure out what size you want. Now this font is a little larger, so we're gonna have to play with the size again. So we'll go in here and we'll just drop it down to 18. 18 is kind of small. We'll try to manually type in 19, and that seems to work pretty well. So we'll just leave it right there. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight and copy the text. Click outside of the box, click a new text box, and watch what I'm going to do here. Since Paint's kind of limited, I'm going to go in here and right click and paste the text, pick a different color for the text. We'll do black. Now click on the top of the box and then drag it over the white text. Now what this is going to do is create kind of a shadow effect, which Paint doesn't have the option. You kind of have to make your own. If you use GIMP, it has the option to make something like this, but with Paint you can do it this way. So just kind of line it up where you want it. I like that. So just click outside and there you go. Now if you want to trim the top part, hit the select tool, click outside of your image and then drag it across to where you want. I'd say right about there. Now click on the inside the box, right click, cut, and there you go. Trimmed off the top part. So let's say that you want to add a graphic, or you want to, let's say you just want to move the whole image over. Just hit edit, select all, and now you can move it to the corner. And let's do that before we add our graphic. You can kind of figure out what we're working with here. Okay, say you want to put a graphic down here in the bottom border instead of text. Well, just go to your pictures. And we'll try to find something. Let's do like say you want to do a 10th Amendment Center logo. So I think, yeah, this one's the file. Open it up. Okay, this file was emailed to me and it's not really compatible with copying and pasting for whatever reason, so just close it out. But you can go back to the image and right click and just select open with. There's a little arrow and there should be one for paint. Just click paint. So now you're opening the image with paint. And you can see the image is too big anyways, so we're going to have to resize it. So what you do is you just go to image, click on resize, and now you're reducing the image by percentage. So we'll start off with 75%, or no, let's do 25%. Click OK. The image is still way too big. Resize again. Let's try 75% this time. You can always shrink it down more. The problem with making it larger and doing a higher percentages, sometimes it distorts the image. So we'll just slowly decrease the size. Let's try a little bit more, 75. Let's click on our meme, see where we're at. And it's still a little large, so let's resize it a little bit more. Let's try 80 this time. And now we got to be pretty close. So we'll just see what we have. Go ahead and hit select all. And right click on the image, hit copy. Now pull up your meme in your other paint. Hit edit, paste. And now it's still transparent. We're on that setting. So if you want to change it back to just the layer on top of a layer, click on that top image right here. And you see now it's the whole layer is on top of it. So just drag it down to your border. Kind of position it where you want. And that's pretty good. Click on the outside. Say you want to fill that blue and make it black. So just go your eyedropper, pick the color, pick the black to make sure it matches perfectly. Pick your paint bucket, click on it, and bam, black, the whole bottom section. So say you want to relocate your image. You got too much space around it. So just go to your select tool and then get it as close as the image as you can. Just drag it around your image, and when you're happy where you're at, release, and just click in there, and now you can move it around. So we'll move it up top, and that's pretty good. Now you want to fill this white area. Just go back to your paint bucket, and the black's already selected. Just fill it. Now you want to eliminate the bottom section. You can select your select tool again, drag it to where you want. Where you're happy, let go. Now just go inside the box, right click, and hit cut. And there you go. Now your image is trimmed. Now what you want to do is you want to eliminate all this white area where your window is around your image, because that'll show up on your Facebook. So what you want to do is you want to go down to your window. There's a little blue box. Click on that and then drag it up to your image. And just try to square it off. Well, that's pretty good right there. Make sure there's no white around it. Looks good. So just go to File, Save As. Now this is pretty important. When you're saving your file, of course put it in a folder where you can find it. So we'll put it in here, and we'll just rename it. Thank you. Now here's the important thing. The file type, you want to save it as PNG. That'll be the best quality when you upload it to Facebook. So select PNG and just click save. And that's it. Pretty quick. It's just an example of how to make borders and put text on it. So now I'll make another meme of just text over an image. So we'll just go to the search bar and I'll search John McCain. We're always talking about John McCain. So go to images, and here's the results. Let's go ahead and scroll down. What you're looking for is space around the image to where you can put text, unless you want to put the text directly over the person's face or whatever you're doing. So something like this. There's a lot of room next to his big head, so we'll go ahead and select that one. Click Image Details like last time. Next to the thumbnail, click All Sizes. And just look at the dimensions. Make sure it's not really big or really small. And we'll click on the 320 or 300. Let's see. View image, original image. See, that's kind of too small. We want something a little bigger than that. So let's go back and we'll go ahead and close that out. And let's go for this one. It's a little larger. It might be too large, but let's do original image. Yeah, we'll just go with this one. Give us plenty of room for text. So just right click, hit copy, go back and open up another Paint application. And just go ahead and hit edit paste. And now you have your image in here. Now if you want to make, let's see, if you want to put your text in there, just go to your text icon, which is the A, click the top and drag it down. And if you're not trying to overlap the image, get it as close as you can. And when you're happy, just release. Now we're on the layer, so go back over here and click on the transparent image. Now you can add your text. So we want to pick a color. We'll do white. White will show up nice on the black. So click inside your text box and we'll just type how does a POW advocate for indefinite detention for American citizens, question mark. And we'll just make it, we'll unclick the italic. I don't want italic. So we got room. So what we'll do is we'll just, this time we'll pick what kind of font we want before we resize. And we'll just scroll up. I usually use this Franklin Gothic. It's kind of a thicker text and it's easier to read, I think. So just a suggestion, you can pick whatever you want. So we'll go ahead and click that. And now we'll go ahead and resize it. So let's try this. That's way too big, so we'll drop it down. Yeah, that's pretty good. See, there's a lot of room between the two numbers, so we can manually enter our own number. So we'll do that. So we'll just type that in. And maybe we'll try a little bit smaller. There we go. And that looks pretty good. Now, if you want to move your text, click on the text box and move it around. So you might run into a problem though. The window isn't big enough to scroll down. There's two ways you can do this. You can either open your window up like this, or you can reduce the size of your text box. I find it easier just to open up the window. So now that we open the window, go up here, click on the text box, and we'll scroll down and just kind of get it where we want it, which that's pretty good, I think. And we're going to highlight the text like we did last time and copy it. Click outside the text box. Now we're going to open a new text box, roughly the same size as the text already on there, and click inside of it and right click and hit paste. And we'll pick a different color. Let's go with, I don't know, red. So now we have red, and we're going to overlap the white. So let's position it where we want it. Something like this. And let's see. Up. See what I did right there? I clicked on the outside of the text box. This is important. If you do this, there's really no way you can go and modify it again. It's kind of sucks on Paint, but it is what it is. So if this happens, what you basically have to do is just redo it. So we'll just go edit, and we'll click undo, and we'll just start over. It's a bad setting, but what are you gonna do? So open the text box, paste, and let's move it around. Okay, what happened here is I opened the text box too large, so it actually repositioned some of the words. So let's see if I can shrink it down. Oops, try this. And actually, let's just redo it. It'll be easier. So open a new text box. Just go right around the text as close as you can. Now right click, paste. There we go. Okay. Now click on the top of the text box and just move it over to where you want it. And that's good. We're not going to mess with it too much. So there you have your text on your image. And let's say you want to put a border just on the bottom for a link for a website. Hopefully a 10th Amendment Center 1. So we'll just close the right in because we're not going to do anything to the right of the image. And we'll go with red. But first of all, let's pan this up, the window, and I would say that's a pretty good size to start with. We'll click on the red, we'll click on the paint bucket, and there you go. It's red on the bottom. Now we want to add text in there. Click on the A icon, click on the top left corner, and then drag it over. And let's do white lettering, and we're going to have to resize this, so let's drop it down a little bit. Click in the text box, and let's choose a different font. So I'll just go in, we'll try this, and then just type in the link. So we'll do 10th Amendment Center.com/McCain, or whatever the link is. We'll just use McCain. I don't think there is one, but just for an example. So now it's a lot smaller than the border, and you don't want to make the text too big because then it'll take away from the text up top. So what I usually do is, GIMP has a thing where you can stretch the text. Well, Paint doesn't. So what I'll do is I'll just click in between the letters, and I'll actually just hit spacebar and space them. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're just putting one space between each letter. And see, now, yeah, I ran out of room. So let's go ahead and shrink the text, which is good. I don't want to take away from the top text. So let's just drop it down. And we'll finish spacing it out. And now I have a little extra room, and there was a gap between the two sizes. So just go in here and we'll just manually enter our own number. So we'll try that, and there you go. It fits in there nicely. Now if you want to reposition it, just click on the top of the text box. We'll pull it up and make sure all the letters are still on the red, and that looks pretty good right there. So we'll just click on the image. Now we'll pull the window up and bring it to the bottom of the text, and right there, and there you have it. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Nothing to it really. With practice you could really get it down and make them really fast. Paint's kind of limited. If you get good on this, you can use GIMP, but we'll go ahead and just save this image for now. And the same thing as last time, find the folder that you like, rename it. We'll just rename it, let's do McCain. And this is the key. You got to save it as the right file type. So click on the drop down, and you're going to want to pick PNG. That'll be the best quality for when you upload it to your Facebook. It won't be as grainy as a JPEG. So go ahead and click PNG and then hit save. Okay, I already have a McCain file. Shocking. So we'll just go ahead and rename it McCain, McCain 1 -1, save. And there you have it. Now all you have to do is upload it to your Facebook and maybe put a message on top, and you're good to go. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful time making memes.